Welcome to this introduction to Vidue Stack. On the right I have the output from MadMapper running, with 3 surfaces already set up and mapped. To get started, let's patch Vidue to these. 2 of the quads are set up for textures of 800 by 600 pixels in size. The output name in the patch represents the Siphon server name for that output. The 3rd quad requires a texture of 1024 by 576. We can now add our first cue to the stack and enter a meaningful description if desired. Editing the cue is as simple as drag and dropping media onto each output. Next, let's add a 5-second crossfade to black. I'll add another cue with images and give it a 2.5-second crossfade. As Q4 is similar to Q3, we can simply duplicate that cue and make our changes. When using video files, these have options to toggle both looping and audio playback. Images also have an option to enable a Ken Burns style effect. There, we're done. Notice the yellow cue. This represents the next cue loaded for playback. Clicking Go transitions to this cue. The current cue is now indicated in green, and once the transition is complete, the next cue is loaded ready for playback. Here is our 5-second blackout. Pressing the return key is another way to go through the stack. In addition to the Go button and the return key, you can send an OSC message to port 7777 or a CREP message from a Camsys Magic Cue lighting console. Now, let's see our one-shot video clip with audio. Finally, our show finishes with a Ken Burns sunset. If you need to move a cue in the stack, simply renumber it. It is possible to go to any cue by selecting it before clicking Go, or by typing the cue number before clicking Go. When you have 2 overlapping surfaces, there are 2 different options to blackout. The first is black, which will mask the surface below. The second is clear, which will allow the surface below to be seen so long as your mapping application supports alpha. There is also a built-in alignment grid that you can use to aid your mapping.